Hello everyone, hope you are doing very well. Our today's topic of the video is Middle English period of English literature, which is our third part of the free history of English literature video series. If you have not yet watched our previous two videos, please complete them before you watch this video. All helpful links are in the description box, so please check them out because that will help you understand the English literature more clearly. So for now, let's make English straightforward. Middle English is approximately 500 years of development. This time starts with the Norman conquest in 1066. British King Harold Godwinson fought the Battle of Hastings with the King of Normandy, and he lost the battle. Since then, Normans started ruling British Island. This is the basic concept of Norman conquest. And this event is the theoretical division between Old English and Middle English period. I use the word theoretical because there is no exact division exist in literature or history. That's an impossibility because things don't get changed in one day. Every change takes time. That is why I use the word theoretical. Anyways, this Middle English is divided into more three sections. We all know that Chaucer was the most celebrated poet of Middle English literature. So the three sections are divided like before the age of Chaucer, the age of Chaucer, and after the age of Chaucer. In this video, we are particularly talking about the time before Chaucer. When French people came to Britain, they brought their culture, language, and literature. Then Anglo-French became the official language of England, and some of the native people remained talking in Old English language. This Middle English was the developmental time of English literature. But few books were written because there was no printing press and it's impossible to write several copies of books by hand. Literature was something unavailable for most people. But all the poetry is written, they are divided into chronicles, religious, and romances. Chronicles were historical writings like Layamon's Brat. The Brat contains about 30,000 lines narrating the history of England. Religious poetries were also very famous. It's about people and the king and their connection with the church. Famous religious poetries described about the glory of knights and their adventurous journeys. Some famous poetries of this genre were the Chaucer Mundi, the Ornulum, and the Owl and the Nightingale. The Owl and the Nightingale is very famous, which is written in the early 13th century. This poetry is written in a dialogue between the nightingale and the owl, and famous for its characterization and narrative skill. And finally, the romances were the beauty of nature, and it often represented the love of a knight towards his motherland. This Middle English period provides us a great number of interesting and joyful literary works. Though much of the surviving works are in the form of poetry, these poetries were written on various subjects. But it is somewhat difficult to line out the general characteristics of these works. Besides that, we do not know about the real authorships of the most writings. With these poetries, some proses were also written, and they had influences from Old English literature. Through these evidences, we encounter some important features of early Middle English literature. One of the important features in this time was the development in rhymed meters. Besides that, many lyrics and alliterative poems were written in this time. The writings were full of purpose. Another important fact about Middle English is that education was spread over England. Oxford University established in 1096 and Cambridge University in 1209. Since then, English culture, art, and literature were greatly influenced by Norman or French culture. That is why today's English language contains so much French or Latin origin. On this note, we are signing off. Hope you noted important things from this video. If you have any suggestion for us, put them into the comment box. For now, tell me goodbye. We'll be meeting on another Slideshow English video.